Welcome everyone to another round of discussion session. Today, we are going to discuss a problem which is faced by many capable individuals. What is that problem? Nervousness while speaking English in interviews. Now, the very word interview brings goosebumps among many people, right, Nirupama? The nervousness actually does not reflect lack of intelligence or lack of preparation. On many cases, it happens that the people or the candidates are well prepared. Still, it happens. Why? It happens because interviews combine pressure judgment and communication in a limited time. When English is not our first language, this pressure increases further. Pressure to what? Pressure to ace it, right? So, if you understand the real cause of the fear, that what is causing it, then you will definitely be able to overcome it. I welcome you also, Tutor Nirupama, today. Please share the first pointer that what steps that learners can do to overcome this problem.
Sure, ma'am. So, when you go for an interview, it can be a nerve-wracking situation where you do feel nervous, and that's absolutely natural for you to feel that way. Today's discussion will help learners get an idea about how to overcome that fear. The first pointer I would like to talk about is knowing about your resume and being familiar about the job requirements that are required for the job. Knowing this will make the candidate, who is the person going for the interview, more confident about it and deal with the nervousness better.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. I agree with you, Tutor Nirupama. It is very important to keep a check on that. Like, what are the requirements? What is the agenda of the company behind asking you to come for the interview? Those all things are very, very necessary. Definitely. Very good. Yes, that's right. Another pointer which I want to share from my side is that most of the times the learners they have the perception that interviews are tests of perfect English. They think that. But I want to say that interviews are not tests of perfect English. Many candidates they assume that oh it's interview so it's English exam. No, this belief actually creates unnecessary pressure among the people. In reality, actually, we should understand what is the objective of the interview. Interview evaluates first clarity of thought, second, the relevance of the answers. What is the meaning of relevance? How much important is your answer, whether it is really related to the present scenario or not, right? And third, confidence and attitude. So use simple English. It is far more effective than advanced vocabulary, which will create confusion. So when learners stop chasing for perfection, Nirupama, their confidence will gradually improve. Right? What do you think about it?
Absolutely. When they hear the word interview itself, it creates a fear and a little bit of anxiety. If we replace that with what we can do, ideas that can help with overcoming that fear, I think that can just disappear and the learner will feel more confident later. So I agree with you on that. That's a very good pointer that you mentioned. The other pointer that I would like to add here is doing a little bit of research and homework on the company that you're going to be part of will always help in the long run, because when the person who's interviewing you asks you a question and you're aware about it because you have done your research, that will help you answer the question, and that will help you more confident and the nervousness will just disappear. What do you think?
Exactly, exactly. I totally agree with you. It's always important to do research because if you have done research, you will know the whole thing that, okay, the company is looking for this. So if I present it, definitely I will feel confident. It's always important to prepare yourself beforehand. Definitely, Tutor Nirupama, I totally agree with you. Second thing which I want to say is fear of judgment blocks natural speech. You know, one of the biggest psychological barrier is fear of getting judged, fear of being judged. On many instances in general life also we think, oh, she's judging me. Oh, he's judging me, right? Even though when they might not be doing so, still we have this particular attitude of thinking we are getting judged. So there are some thoughts that appears in the mind of the candidates that they will notice my mistakes. Oh my God, my English is weaker than others. And this kind of thought will create a kind of self-consciousness. And this fear will shift focus from communication, Nirupama, to self criticism. You will start criticizing yourself. Remember, there is a difference between constructive criticism and self criticism, definitely. So, when the attention will move away from the listener and towards fear, then definitely it will create a negative impact on your fluency as well as negative impact on the interview. What do you want to say about it, Nirupama?
Absolutely. The fear of judgment, like you said, when they are sitting for an interview, they feel that they're staring at you and they're judging you by looking at your body language. How are you sitting? How are you talking? These things definitely play in your mind about how you're going to conduct the interview, how you're going to be in the interview after all this judgment, which is in your mind, which reminds me about a pointer that I would like to add, turning the negative thought into something positive and telling yourself with the positive self talk that I can do this, nobody's judging me, and I'll just be myself will help you in the interview to ace it.
Exactly. Right, right, Nirupama. Being comfortable with your own skin. Yes, that is what we learned from your
Yes.
pointer. That's really a very great, great, great affecting pointer. And another point which I want to share from my side is that on most instances, many people they think that silence is failure. Many people they think they misunderstand silence with failure. Many candidates they believe that silence is equal to incompetence. If you are silent, if you're not able to answer, that is a failure. It's not like that. Because in professional communication, often silence indicates thinking. So it's always important to have a brief pause. Remember, whenever you are answering, make sure you are taking a brief pause. It does not have to be necessarily a longer pause, but a brief pause so that you can improve the clarity, so that you can show your maturity and it also reduces the errors that are going to be created. Right? So the real problem is rushing. When you are speaking too fast, when you are thinking too fast, that is the real problem due to fear. But pausing is not actually a problem, you know. So this is what I believe, that it's okay to take brief pauses to show that you are thinking. So don't rush. What is your opinion, Nirupama?
Absolutely. Rushing through will definitely not help. In fact, it will make you more anxious. As you said, and we could even add a pointer here about deeply breathing and taking deep breaths, using those techniques, pausing before answering is also a good sign in a way because in the interview, they will find out that maybe they can come up with an innovative answer after a pause, and that will maybe impress them, or they might be like happy to know that this person or this candidate has really committed to the interview. So absolutely taking pauses is very important pointer.
Exactly. Right. Yes. So would you like to share another pointer from your side, Nirupama?
Yes, I would also like to share one more pointer. If you have a trustworthy friend that you feel I can share this with, and maybe it will help me if I do a small role play of the interview with that friend and record the session, they can then look at what improvements they can make while looking at the recordings. This will help them perform better when they go for the actual interview. So it's like they're preparing for the interview beforehand through a mock interview, which means a pretend like interview before the actual interview. So I think that might help the learner to gain more confidence as well.
Exactly, exactly. Role play, that's actually what I do prescribe to many people, because when you are going somewhere, all of a sudden, if you are pushed to that situation where you have to speak in English in a particular context, it becomes the kind of problem for many people because they are not used to it. They know how to speak, but they are not used to the situation, like going to the market, speaking in English, this, that. So we have to do role play so that it will increase our confidence. It will also increase our way of thinking, critical thinking, all these things together. So I think role play is very important. Another pointer which I want to share is that memorized answers always increase panic among candidates. Memorization, it feels safe during preparation. When you are preparing, okay, you are memorizing this like a parrot. But when the real time comes, because of pressure, you might forget the answers, isn't it? So when one memorized line is forgotten, Nirupama, actually anxiety spikes up. The mind goes completely blank and speech really becomes rigid. Your speech will become rigid. You will feel less confident. You will feel that, oh my God, what did I do? I should not have memorized it, you know. So idea based speaking is far more effective. It's very important because when learners will understand the concepts instead of sentences, the flexibility will really replace the fear that is inherent in their mind at that time. So I think that we should avoid memorizing the answers and we should work more on the critical thinking, where if any question is being asked by the interviewer out of the context also, then definitely you can answer, you will ace the interview. These are some of the things which we have to do. And now I think it is time for us to conclude this particular session. Before that, anything you want to say from your side, Nirupama?
I absolutely agree with you on that pointer as well. And I really hope the learners will get some idea about, through these pointers, how it will help them for an interview. And preparation will be also better after they learn about these tips and solutions that we found out for preparing themselves for an interview.
Definitely, definitely. Thanks for your input, Tutor Nirupama. So now it is time to conclude. Okay, I would say that interview nervousness is not a weakness. It is a stage in learning. Okay, you don't have to fear. Okay, and you don't have to aim for perfect English also. Aim for three things. Three C's. What are the three C's? Clear, confident, communication. These are the things you have to focus on. Accept the mistakes, practice regularly, and remind yourself that your thoughts matter more than your language. So, with the right guidance and consistent practice, you will really ace this interview. And thank you for being in this journey together. And thank you, Nirupama, also for joining today's session. We will meet again with our learners with another round of discussion. Thank you so much. Bye.